They're struggling with Mukhtar just coming off that line into that pocket, and all the numbers in midfield.
Smith stepped out, and there's Tagseth. Now Nahar in. They beat Chicago with a Sam Surridge goal. Indeed, that's the only team they've beaten in recent times in MLS. They went to Chicago on decision day and won. And that's Kasim, and that's in!
Well, he was the big all-season signing to bring somebody else in who's a game changer. And Kasim, he has shown so much in such little time. He's the one who starts it. He sprays the ball out, but then it's a second run. And the line for Portland, they're just too deep. They're flat-footed.
Just like yesterday, he burst onto the scene in 2010 as a young teenager for DC United. He's back after a spell in the Honduran League. It's broken now for Sam Surridge, and what can the Englishman conjure up? It's Surridge twisting and turning. It's Sam Surridge, and he opens it up. Corkscrewing the defense in Nashville with the shock start, sending Philly into silence. 1-0.
And just keep an eye on Mukhtar, because we are speaking about his importance, the spaces he picks up right in the middle of your screen. No clue from Lukic and Danley that he's floating in behind, but then Glesnes, because he's going to be free, Mukhtar, Glesnes overcommits, misses the ball, and then Surridge on his own. And he's going to take on 1v1. Excellent work, just stays calm. This is exactly what BJ Callahan is talking about. Clearer opportunities, patience in front of goal. There's the cut right there against the grain, forces a couple defenders to commit, and then just calmly blasts it into the back of the net to put him up 1-0.
Class and composure from the English designated player. Surridge's 15-minute strike applied in spectacular fashion from Jovan Lukic. Is there more to say now? Kasim is in. It's Ahmed Kasim! And Nashville, for the second time today, blister the nets. It's the Super Swede, Nashville's new golden boy, who reclaims the advantage.
For Kasim to be able to find the space right here. Westfield's late, Kasim could just peel off, and then you get a mismatch between him and Glesnes. And when you have time and space against Blake in this moment, he's not going to miss, but it's an excellent run for Kasim to understand he's going to pull out Glesnes. There's space in behind, has the whole goal to look for, and it's just a calm finish to that far post.
Thrown straight into the mix, Ahmed Kasim, and only 12 yards remaining between Nashville and a third goal on the afternoon. It's Mukhtar against Andre Blake, and it's Mukhtar, the Panenka, in the cheekiest of fashion. Confidence personified.
Surridge, lovely touch. Wheel, straight through the middle. Alex Wheel for Nashville, scores! Break the deadlock at home. And the bobbleheads are celebrating.
Coming into tonight, this is where we said that Nashville could get at Montreal. Look at the back line for Montreal. Alvarez starts to step in. Campbell goes out with Surridge, and everybody loses sight of Mouyal. Gubogo is supposed to be tracking him. He switches off for a second, and now Mouyal's in. Nobody in the center of defense, and Mouyal takes a couple of touches to prep himself, and as Sirois comes out, Mouyal just chucks it in nicely.
Because they're under significant pressure from the home team, and it's Mukhtar with the corner. There's Walker Zimmerman, and there's the header in from Bauer. And Nashville double their advantage.
Well, coming into tonight, no Andy Nahar. The thought would have been for Josh Bauer, just do a job. Look after things defensively. Well, it's gone one step better. Little flicked on head on the back stick. Slight little deflection off of what looked to be Saliba. But Bowie goes and attacks it.
2-0 advantage now for BJ Callahan's side. And Mukhtar intent on extending that. Here's Perez. And look at Wheel running through the middle. Perez goes for goal and finds it!
Well, they're really picking them apart now, and this goal, it's all about the patience and understanding where the space is. You look how Nashville opened up Montreal, finding its way to Perez on his right boot. But Campbell, he's come out of his area because him and Alvarez have crisscrossed. When it gets to Perez, that's one Sirwal needs to be doing better with.
Alongside Patrick Jasbeck, a difficult player to play against in the time in Norway. And here is Texas for the cross, and that was Wheel arriving. Oh, that's brilliantly! Josh Bauer had never scored in Major League Soccer until last week. He's now got 2 in 2.
Well, just when you thought that Nashville was starting to tire a little bit, they're getting their numbers up. Mukhtar looks as though he's just wanting a little bit of calm, but Josh Bauer, he didn't take note. So he gets involved, Texas puts it in an area, and Hagelin, he goes with his head. It's a tough one to try and clear. He doesn't do a great job of it. Sticks his head in, but you look at that press. Look how many bodies are keeping Cincinnati pinned in, and you're right back, Josh Bauer, fresh off a goal last week.
Next pass now is important. Still a very young player. There's a lot of young elements to this Nashville group, including Surge at 26. To the veteran Lovitz. Back across, Hani Mukhtar! The former MVP makes his mark. He's dominated Charlotte in the past, and he's got his 5th against the Crown, and the first this afternoon. 1-0 after the half hour.
And this is no surprise. Nashville have been playing really well. Kasim does great. Beat 3 men. Now the next pass is really important now. You've got to give it to someone that can do something with it. And Brugman, 1 touch to Saric. 2v1, do not ignore a 2v1. And then the ball comes into the center, and there's Mukhtar to finish it off. What a great team move. We've seen it a few times, back to front. Everybody making the right pass at the right time. And there's Hani Mukhtar at the back post, with that blonde hair, sticking it into the back of the net.
So we just saw Real Salt Lake's first opportunity from the corner kick. Now Nashville's first. Tax at the delivery. Oh, and it's a header, and it's drilled in there! Nashville, the equalizer, Dan Lovitz. His first goal of 2025.
Well, it is a wonderful header by the fullback. The ball's a good ball played in, but he makes it into a great goal. He's hang time, he waits for the ball to come down, he actually flicks it into the far corner.
Mukhtar fouled. The big striker, Surge, and stoppage time! Has his moment! And listen to the sounds of a raucous Music City celebration!
Coming out against the goalkeeper, there was a long time between the decision, but there was no doubt about the finish. You could just sense the relief when that hit the back of the net, going in with the fans, celebrating, but what a key moment, and what a leadership by the captain, giving him the ball, giving him the chance.
An awful lot more of late, because he's taken on the responsibility, and now he has the chance to give Nashville an early lead. And he does, straight down the middle, Nashville in front. Sam Surridge with his 3rd of the season, the perfect start for BJ Callahan against his old mentor.
Well, he's taken over the spot-taking responsibilities, and 2 times in a row, he's tucked in the back of the net. 2 times in a row, he's gone down the middle. The one he did miss this year against Portland was to the keeper's right, and Brady, that's the way he dives. But Surridge, a man in control.
Taxev took the first corner from that far side of the field. You can see this time Mukhtar poised. Surridge goes near post, and it's over his head and headed in! And it's Palacios with a first goal in gold! And Nashville double their lead!
rampant. What a ball is this from Mukhtar, but just watch Gutierrez marking Palacios. Gets bullied. Completely thrown off the ball. It's Gutierrez. He's just trying to hold on to him. Palacios, he doesn't even need to jump. That's a ball that just misses the first hit. Man surge.
Well, here comes Schaffelberg right now. And he's onto his left foot. And he picks out Will. And Mukhtar touches it in. Right now it goes in as a third.
But they're all over them. They're smashing them as this ball comes into Montreal. Is it off the chest? There's a bit of a right arm out. But what a ball from Schaffelberg, picking it up. And Montreal diving, just throwing anything he can at it. As it comes back across to Montreal. Looks as though it's on the chest.
It's fallen for Mukhtar. This is Nahar. It's back for Hani Mukhtar. And it is 4-0. 30 minutes on the clock. The fire literally being fed to the Lions in Nashville.
Those three out wide for Nashville have caused all kinds of problems, and initially starts the ball into Schaffelberg, but look at Nahar. He's already started to move. When he sees that Schaffelberg is going to win the ball, Mukhtar comes underneath, and Nahar is releasing down that right-hand side. And Chicago, they don't know what to do with the numbers. Koopman.
And now, Nashville, on a night of club history, Matt Norwich, it's 5. It's quite fantastic from Sam Surridge and Nashville's boys in gold. And it's an absolute fright night in the Music City for the Chicago Fire.
Well, the hesitation helps him. As Brady, he starts to go. As Surridge, well, credit to Brady. Because he's leaning. Surridge is looking, a slight little lean. A strong hand from Brady, but not strong enough.
There's Nahar over the top, and Surridge flag stayed down. Sam Surridge on a hat-trick. He's got it! It is sensational.
Well, he does so well here, Surridge, just to bend his run. Just look how he keeps that line. And it looks initially as though he's going to go the channel, but that ball from Nahar puts him right in stride to go right down the middle of the goal. And Surridge, that's his first touch. He lets the ball run, he lets the ball do the work. Takes a touch to settle it, and then he's got both sides of the goal to pick out. Look how he just lets it run. Brady, he retreats back to his line. We would talk about, well, Schaffelberg tonight, of course, Mukhtar, Sam Surridge, important players for me, TechSef, most important.
Surridge has already got 3. Now he's got 4. And Nashville have got 7. And this is now quite extraordinary.
A dreadful defending. Well, what a ball from Nahar yet again, right down the middle. And Rogers, he's not tracking back. Glasgow doesn't tuck in. Elliott goes to win the first one in front. Realizes he's not getting it. Brady doesn't come out. And this is a one-touch finish for Surridge. That is one ball over the top that Surridge, again, can just let it run on. Brady stuck to his line, doesn't want to come off.
In by Mukhtar. Side-footed into the back of the net. And Nashville have the equalizer.
It certainly has been as fluid as they would have liked it coming into the second half, but look at the release by Lovitz atop the 6. Just an individual battle, that explosion right in front of Pedro Amador. His feet caught a little bit flat. The outside back beautifully steps into the space, and that redirect right there, the amount of pace that's put on that ball from down in the corner.
Perez again floats into the box, trips, and it's poked away. There's a shot from outside and a goal. Nashville strikes. Josh Bauer. And the MLS club
has done it again. And here's Mukhtar. Nashville trying to respond, and they have! Quite brilliantly! What a volley
You don't hit a better ball than this. It's a great bit of skill of Mowill to flick it up, but look at the call from Mukhtar. How he just pauses for half a second once he gets that touch away from his body to let the ball sit, to let it come down enough, and then that foot cutting across the ball a little bit.
Very high standard of the season so far. 3 goals, 6 assists for him. Shuffleberg on his left. Oh, what a finish! That one absolutely rifled into the corner. Nashville have turned this round, and they lead 2-1.
Well, the Canadian has made such a difference since starting 3 games ago, opening up this attack. He shows a different skill set as he's able to just bash it into the back of the net. Cuts in, but Charlotte defending this criminal. Everybody just sits off. There's nobody closing him down. Marshall Ruddy's dealing with the wide man, and nobody steps to Schaffelberg, and you think he's going to go for the curler.
Lovitz fires the header forward. Surridge puts it nicely into the path of Yazbek. And here come Nashville with numbers. Yazbek firing a shot. Yazbek buries it. Nashville have finally broken through against the New York Red Bulls. 1-0 in Music City.
Danny Boy, take a bow. Watch Daniel Lovitz in the way that he redirects this header right into the path of Surridge. There's that hold-up play that we talked about. I said you come high. You don't have to go the vertical route, but allow yourself to play off of him. They break 2 separate lines on this initial ball in. Unselfish by your 9. That allows one of your 8s to step right up through. Yazbek holds both center backs. That slight bit of hesitation.
Back to Surridge. Good first touch from Surridge. Wheel. Mukhtar! There's the answer from Nashville. And it had to be that man, Hany Mukhtar.
Overloaded with Schaffelberg, and it's his coy little touch to spring this attack right there. What a ball that is to Eddie Taxett. Now as the space opens on the far side of the field, here come those dueling defenders. Nahar pinned deep. All of a sudden, Lovitz high. It's a decent ball into Surridge, but it's his understanding that at that point in time, with their personnel in those advanced positions, what he's trying to do here is just get it into a danger area. He's not picking anybody out. It's a square ball back across as it's played into his feet. And then the unselfish nature that was the opening touch reciprocated once again.
Nashville trying to equalize into a dangerous area, and they do! It's Bunbury! And just like that, Nashville levels it on the road. A gritty goal, and it all counts the same.
Corcoran gets on the half turn. Kasim goes into that corner and just continues to keep it alive.
Space for Kasim. He goes for goal and scores! Orlando City fell asleep, and Kasim took advantage.
That changed things in the game. Meyer keeps the ball. Corcoran's looking to play forward, and Kasim just gets on the turn. No one going and sharing the responsibility of taking him, and he just goes for goal. Picks out that far post. It's a good finish right into the side netting.
Kasim battling with Angulo. Yazbek leaves it back from distance. Oh my! Nashville! What a goal!
Gets a little bit lucky with a few touches here and there, but once he goes into the box, he's able just to keep it alive. Look at that from Yazbek. Just a great finish as well from the top of the box from Meyer. He steps up, has his moment, and absolutely bangs it in.
First career goal in any competition.
Nahar gonna go direct, weighted over the top. Mukhtar first time. Surridge! Clinical movements from midfield to the MVP to the back of the net off the foot of Sam Surridge. Just got to make sure he didn't get into an offside position, but it looks like Nashville are going to take the first lead.
Yeah, and he looked pretty relaxed, at least on that final ball. And again, it's that clip over the top. And he holds his run, times it perfectly. with just an easy tap in, but a high quality ball from Nahar here into the stride. I mean, that's just brilliant stuff. One touch to be able to redirect that right into the stride. As a perfectly weighted long ball, perfectly weighted one touch.
Bettis. Surridge asking for out into space, and it's 2-0. The brace for Sam Surridge on the night to seal it for Nashville. And that'll send him to the exits here in Toronto.
And it's all about making your impact off the bench. You see the start of this play here. Perez can take this towards the corner flag, but sees the space. Great touch into the middle to open up the field. And then a perfectly weighted pass to put Surridge right on stride. And obviously with the form and quality that Surridge has, he goes roof with that one high over Sean Johnson. And it's just a phenomenal strike.
But they also want to be uniquely Nashville. And I think that's his really ever-present theme.
This gets all the way across for Surridge, and an early goal for Nashville. And Sam Surridge can't stop scoring at the moment. Not even 90 seconds in. And the boys from Music City are feeling themselves.
And this time, Sam Surridge puts himself in exactly the right position inside the 6, and it's an easy tap-in. And the backline struggles continue for this Columbus Crew side, something we are not used to seeing, but we saw it in their last match against Charlotte. And look at this nice little calm combination play in an onside position. It looks like it took a deflection as well, and nobody tracking Sam Surridge.
Last touch off of Columbus. Throw-ins taken quickly. Schaffelberg followed up by Mukhtar. There is zero quit in these boys from Nashville, and it's Hani Mukhtar. Well, this is smash and grab at its very finest.
When it's pressure by Sam Surridge to force the throw-in in the first place, he puts some pressure in the corner right here. He finds a way, it goes off the inside of the boot, inside of the foot. Quick throw in by Surridge. He doesn't take any time. And Schaffelberg available. Hagen makes the first save. And it's Hani Mukhtar with the follow-up. Just a tap in as AZ can't get there in time. And the crowd is stunned as Nashville gets another.
Wind him up and go.
Wind him up and go. Okay,
90 minutes, 9 times. Mukhtar, run over the top. Oh, leaves it for Surridge!
What a great move from Nashville. Great ball over the top, and then this is the best striker partnership for me. Mukhtar and Surridge. Look at this ball from 19-year-old Corcoran. The first touch and the back heel. Surridge steps onto it and finishes it. That is beautiful stuff again from Nashville. The set couldn't be any better to walk onto. He knows where Surridge is. And he obliges with the finish. Dispatched into the corner.
Corcoran. Wow. Uncorks a nice pass. Wheel. Surridge! That's some special stuff for surging Nashville.
Well, let's give some credit to the build-up. And Corcoran, look at this ball. He plays in behind for Mill. Little back heel there, not a back heel, little set. And then through the legs with the finish. But it's all about the 19-year-old orchestrating from deep yet again. And this is just striker's instincts, getting it into the corner. Shoot through legs, they say. Often hits the back of the net. 2-0 and cruising for Nashville.
Unfamiliar situation, gives the ball away to Nahar. Early cross to Mukhtar! Of course it's Hani Mukhtar!
He's getting his shoes polished now. A crisp passer of the ball here has far too much time to look up. He picks this one off, a little bit of pressure, knows exactly who he wants to pick out, Hani Mukhtar, and this is not an easy finish to keep down. Little bounce in it here.
Mukhtar. Nahar. Into Surridge. Surridge finding space. Sam Surridge! Of course he does!
Well, Jess, we've been talking about you can't let this team hang around. You can't let the Hani Mukhtars, the Sam Surges of Nashville just have opportunity after opportunity to stay in this one. If you don't put them away when you have chances, this is what happens. He cuts Omar Gonzalez here. Looks like he's going down the line. Omar Gonzalez does a little bit of a flyby here, and with his left foot, goal goes one way, ball goes in the net the other way.
Again, the danger is apparent from the number of gold shirts that are lurking, including Surridge. It is 1-1, and New England could not hold on until the half. And red-hot Sam Surridge does it again.
And what's going to be interesting is the way this play started was a Nashville player in an offside position for the ball that was played direct. But as it was knocked down here, no pressure on the ball. Great ball to the back post. And this is what Sam Surridge has done since the moment BJ Callahan took over. That ball whipped in swinging ball, difficult for Ceballos to defend, and a great finish.
Here's Mukhtar.
Oh my goodness!
Surridge at the back has scored. And look at this again, isn't it the story of Nashville's season when it's not just about Sam Surridge, it's the fullbacks. Lovitz's touch on, and Surridge at the back post. 2 for him on the night. He can't stop scoring.
Yeah, but the question's going to be whether or not he's in an offside position, because it's not going to come from the kick that was delivered. It's the initial touch on the near post. So when the ball's flicked from the near post, watch Sam Surridge. He's in behind Jackson Ewell and in front of the goalkeeper. So this is going to be extremely interesting.
And he's now 4 for 5, and Nashville go in front at Gillette Stadium. And Sam Surridge on the spot. The team in goals has a genuine Golden Boot contender.
58 minutes in. Have scored 3. Great little run in behind from Hani Mukhtar. Fofana doesn't feel the pressure. He's thinking he's going to play it directly, yet Hani Mukhtar draws the penalty. And Sam Surridge looks like a completely different player since the manager BJ Callahan took over.
Here's Sam Surridge blasting it beyond Barraza, and Nashville opening the scoring through Surridge's 16th goal of the season, leading all players in Major League Soccer. And Nashville hit the front away from home.
Well, this exact start that Nashville want away from home, and Surridge just steps up, hits this wonderfully. Nothing that Barraza, even if he gets this correctly, nothing that he can do. It's a great hit with great pace.
Mukhtar to put to bed the penalty concerns. Here's Mukhtar down the middle, and Nashville down to 10. Look to have won it in the 101st minute.
What a moment this is for Hani Mukhtar. Won the penalty kick, took the ball, and absolutely blasted this one. Such desire, such commitment behind this strike. Hani Mukhtar, the man of the moment. Nashville unbelievably finding a way to take all 3 points.
As we found out last night with Omar gets this ball slotted home by Perez.
People at home are going to be critical of DC United, and I'm going to understand that, but also you have to tip the cap to the pressure here for Nashville. Watch Sammy Surridge. He just pushes him into the sideline. They use it to their advantage. The recognition by Alex Boyle.
Could hand Nashville an equalizer now. Surridge scores! We're level in the Music City!
A credit overall for the initial creation, too, the way that they work the ball. There's the overlap that BJ Callahan wants, and it's unfortunate, to be fair. Still not necessarily sure if it 100% is, but the call will stand.
Perez dances by Schnegg. Perez kept it alive and swept in by Surridge. Perez does all the hard work. It is a 5th multi-goal game in Old Tops this year for Surridge.
And this little hesitation back to the inside, we saw it in the first half. He got Schnegg to square himself up, takes the bait once again. The acceleration ever present for Nahar.
Mukhtar skims high. Nahar! Oh! Andy Nahar, a stunner! That is one of the goals of the tournament.
He has come back with an absolute vengeance into Major League Soccer, but cup competition is a whole nother animal. No tactics, no breakdown, just class.
Brugman, header smashed in! Walker Zimmerman, the exclamation point! They're for real. 5-2 ahead, their first semifinal is within reach.
Is there any other way that this night was to end? Back from international duty with the United States men's national team, the fear.
To go on and take the win as Nahar crosses. That's Mukhtar. It's 1-1. Not to be outdone by an MVP.
Of the man who provided him with that opportunity. This is what BJ Callahan looked at on the training ground yesterday. Balls to the right-hand side, and how can you drag out Martinez? As soon as Schaffelberg makes that run in behind Martinez, he starts to follow, and that opens a gap for Mukhtar to run into, but it needs the quality.
Here is Hani Mukhtar for Tagseth, a little touch, and then a deflected, it's in! 61 seconds, and Patrick Schulte once again, early in the game, for the second game running, is picking the ball out of his net early.
He got me in just in time, as Nashville have gone down the other way after Columbus's bright start. Is this offside on the wheel? I think he's just got himself back onside. It's a wonderful run from Mukhtar as he just slices right through the middle of the pitch. As it ends up with Moil, so unfortunate on Zawadzki.
Here's Andy Nahar, one of the 3 All-Stars for Nashville now, and he has lasered that across the field for Surridge, and Mukhtar is unmarked in the middle if he can find him! Great goal! Back to front! All-Star to All-Star to All-Star! And Nashville lead 2-0.
What a ball. What a goal. 2 passes of pure quality. Andy Nahar out of his foot. That is a laser. You do not hit a better ball than that with a little bit of swerve on it, and it just sets Surridge on. Needs to pick up his head, put it right into the path of Mukhtar. The 3 All-Stars combining for what is a top-notch, top-level goal. The way they just cut Columbus open in open space. Quality.
The field for a moment or two as Kasim gets in behind. Surridge has gone near post. It's Kasim, it's Surridge! It's 3 for Nashville. And the Golden Boot leader is out in front on his own again.
Well, this is becoming trademark Nashville. The way they go about carving open the team and finding their goals. Kasim just holds his line. He runs along that defensive line and sneaks in behind Columbus. They want to play forward, they want to press. And they get punished for it as Nahar picks up his head and he sees the run of Kasim. That's as easy as it gets. All kinds of space in behind. Lapalainen doesn't track Kasim.
Mukhtar beyond 1. Mukhtar forcing the save, and Surridge follows in! There is number 18 for Sam Surridge.
And one creates one for the other. Coming out of nothing really. Mukhtar tries his luck on the left foot outside the box. And look who's sniffing around. Fox in the box. Sam Surridge. Yet another goal for him. putting it into the back of the net. Wow. Been trying to break this deadlock. It's a good save from Sean Johnson.
This time he converts.
And he didn't do the stutter step.
The boos will rain down. It was the right call from the referee, and Hani Mukhtar, in no uncertain terms, on this occasion, able to give the traveling supporters a moment.
He goes the other way. He puts it in the back corner. So much pace and power on it.
A few times already.
Nice run of play here. Schaffelberg's in. Schaffelberg scores.
Well, we've been talking about the combination between Surridge and Mukhtar the entire season. And it really just starts with their starting positions. This time Mukhtar's higher up the field, but just the understanding for Surridge to allow that ball to run, doesn't even put anything on it. Mukhtar's then able to get faced up, but it's all about the rotations for Nashville's attacking players that cause so much problems.
Which has Mukhtar and then Surridge at the tip, and Surridge finds the net. He played only 120 seconds, and Sam Surridge ties Lionel Messi in the Golden Boot race and gives Nashville the early lead.
It's a man who's been needing a goal as he looks to kick on in the Golden Boot race, but you see how Nashville, when you talk about their precision, their movement, their passing ability, understanding of one another, and that Mukhtar, as soon as he gets into that sweet pocket, that's where he comes to life. And doesn't Surridge know exactly where he needs to be? He stays on side. The timing is perfect. Now,
Bauer's throw into the box. Oh, it's Mukhtar! You can't let a ball bounce in the box, particularly not to that man. And Hani Mukhtar has his 13th goal of the season.
As it's being thrown in the air, Schlegel goes to win it. Janssen doesn't make an attempt, doesn't give an instruction. The two of them get tangled, and then Mukhtar comes to life. Doesn't he do well? Mukhtar, the way he just lets this ball sit and come down enough that he can get his foot wrapped around it and roof it right into the top bin.
Starting lineup from Wednesday night. This is Schaffelberg, the cross, Mukhtar, the volley, it's a great finish!
Well, Mukhtar is ripping the Lions apart. And again, it's about him popping up in the soft little pockets of Orlando. And watch how Gervais and Smith, who has moved into the center of the park, and Thorson gone to right back. How they're slow getting back into position. They're not tracking Mukhtar. Janssen's not stepping up to him. And doesn't Schaffelberg put it right on a plate for Mukhtar to get his foot around it.
Whole host of regular starters. Schaffelberg, deep ball, Surridge! 4-0!
PJ Callahan's men have so many different ways to hurt you, and you are seeing that in the first half. And Schaffelberg, doesn't he know exactly where the rest of his attackers are going to be? Doesn't even need to pick his head up. He knows that Surridge loves to drift off to that left-hand side. And he'll come in and attack that far post with his headers. Doesn't he leap well as Schlegel? Can't win a header.
Bauer, Palacios is clear! Scores! And it will be 5 for Nashville on the night.
Defenders want to get in on the action. As Bauer has got all kinds of time to pick up his head and just find Palacios, who's completely unmarked. And doesn't that sum up the night for Orlando City? Atuesta is 5 yards deeper than everybody else and keeps Palacios well onside.
Brugman clipped forward. Boyd is behind. Boyd settling, keeping away from Powell. And Surridge! Number 21 for the Golden Boot leader. Nashville level 1-1.
Not a single player on the back line picks up this run. It's a brilliant run from Tyler Boyd because it's in behind the back line. It gets the back line of Cincinnati chasing the game. That's a great run right over the top of Miles Robinson, and then quickly playing it back post to the guy that cannot miss, Sam Surge. A career year of 21 goals in a calendar season.
A lot of big bodies in the box right now. Propelled in, flicked off for Palacios and Surridge! The long throw profitable. The Golden Boot leader, Sam Surridge, with his third goal of this Open Cup to give Nashville the lead in the semifinal.
Well, we're talking about how dangerous restarts are. A lot of big bodies in the box. You'll see here, Palacios comes late. Surridge looks like he's going to be the target. He's at the near post, and what does he do? He peels back.
Basically the corner flag. Mukhtar lifting in, and forward through that area from Makanya comes from Schaffelberg. Well saved there from Rick, and Surridge! It is just a special season for Sam Surridge. Goal number 25 on this campaign, and a giant leap towards the U.S. Open Cup final.
Well, Chris, if you're going to score 20-plus goals in a season, you got to be in the right place at the right time, and Sam Surridge is like a magnet right now. You mentioned it, free kick from out wide, flicked on. You got to deal with the second ball. A good save here by the goalkeeper, but Sam Surridge.
Close to call.
Cross lifted in, Surridge! And there's your semifinal hat trick. Sam Surridge again and again and again rises to the moment for Nashville SC.
Well, you want something done, you call on your big gun. Sam Surridge has been doing it all year. He's been doing it all night. He gets it done. But once again, how about the ball? And look at the run in behind Makanya. And that ball's floating up. You don't know if the goalkeeper's coming. It was Lovitz with the ball. And how about the finish? Picking out the cobwebs.
Brugman. Mukhtar, top of the 18. His shot off the post. Rebound is loose. And Mukhtar is there to put it home. Nashville SC back in business with the goal by Hani Mukhtar. And just like that, it's a 2-1 game.
Well, for centre forwards, for number 10, it's all about reaction. And just watch the reaction from Mukhtar here. When he picks the ball up, he gets himself into a position to take the strike. There's 4 Orlando players closer to the goal than Mukhtar, but he has a presence of mind to think to himself, if this hits the post, if this comes off the goalkeeper, I'm going to be the first one there. And he is the first one there.
Quiet to this point, now gets the legs moving. 5 into the attack across the field. They work it across, and there's the tie and goal. Schaffelberg into the match. What an entrance for him. And Nashville roaring back to level this one at 2.
And what a start to the second half, for not just Nashville, but for the substitute, Schaffelberg. But it's brilliant because he knows he's got the pace. He knows he can make the run late. Surridge does really well. He holds onto the ball, and then all of a sudden, Breklo doesn't see that Schaffelberg is getting on the wrong side of him. At no point is Breklo open up. So because of that, Schaffelberg is able to get on the inside of him, but give great credit to Schaffelberg. It's a lovely ball across from Lovitz, but Schaffelberg waits until the last second.
Flash through now, perhaps an early opening for Nashville. There's a half-hearted appeal for handball. The ball still alive as Mukhtar! In next to no time! In next to no time!
You could tell from the kickoff the intent they were going to pin Houston back in the box, and it's Andy Nahar, the right back, that gets forward once again. Doesn't give the handball here, but they continue to press for second balls, and who else but Hani Mukhtar in the box just always has a sixth sense about where the ball is going to pop up. And when it does, first time, makes no mistake, a slight deflection.
Because Red Bull New York have lost at home to New York City FC, meaning that Nashville SC are back in the playoffs. Surridge! It just gets better and better and better for
going to shift from one side, and the big diagonal is going to open it up. And it stood up really well from Lovitz. Wheel draws Owadesu across, and that leaves the most deadly man on Nashville. His 22nd goal of the season. Still chasing that golden boot, and you can see the class with the outside of the right foot.
Forward now for Mukhtar. Onside. Mukhtar. Surridge again! And smashed in by Andy Nahar, who is having the time of his life in Music City.
Great run from Mukhtar, running across the back line into the space, into the depth, and immediately he picks his head up and finds his strike partner. Stands it up to Surridge, and a fantastic save there from Bond. But who else? Andy Nahar, the right back, always lurking on the back post, and smashes this one into the corner. It's been a career season for Nahar. For me, a best 11 player.
The Nashville way is just to play it direct and long from the goalkeeper, but change under Callahan is chested down there from Schaffelberg, and Mukhtar! Off the bounce! Nashville getting the opening goal in the cup final! Away from home, what a start for the main man of Nashville, Hani Mukhtar!
Well, the Nashville fans who made the trip have an awful lot to cheer about early on in this one. Great ball served in, and you're going to see what vision and what a touch by Jacob Schaffelberg. It's Surridge here.
Here's Surridge to give Nashville the lead again. It's down the middle, and Nashville back in front. Sam Surridge's 6th goal of the Open Cup.
They love to see the ball hit the back of the net. And again, we'll see the foul here. Silly by Pereira here as Palacios gets by him. There's nothing the referee can do. Wrong side, hands on the waist, and here's the result as he...
Brugman with an inviting ball in. Surridge! History maker, record breaker. Never before have Nashville SC scored this many goals in a single season.
And who else? See if Montreal have sat a little deeper in a low block, and Brugman just drifts out to the wide areas and stands up a beautiful ball to the back post. And we've seen Surridge do this all season. Goes on the left back to just bully him. Gets on that back post.
Nahar, Surridge over to Mukhtar. Falcone defending, Mukhtar floating, and Surridge! Number 24 for Big Sam!
They're relentless. When you're 2 star players, you're 2 goal getters, day in and day out, week in and week out, show up and train. They train hard. They show by example, yet they don't give up. They have not had a great clinical first half, and yet they're relentless. The second best duo in all of MLS when it comes to goal contributions, and they needed a big one here. Hani Mukhtar, brilliant ball to the back post.
46 now, by the way. Surridge to Mukhtar. Mukhtar!
Wow. With the flow of the game and the dominance in the attacking third, the scoreline is rightfully so. Nashville's been the better team. They've been more dynamic. They've been more on the front foot. They've had more quality chances. But when Hani Mukhtar hit the post, you got a chuckle out of me in live action because it was that kind of half for Hani Mukhtar and Sam Surridge, and yet...
Here's Hani Mukhtar. Gets it over the wall. Oh, a spectacular goal from Hani Mukhtar.
Well, the 2022 MLS MVP delivers a brilliant moment here. There's only 4 players in league history in a 3-year span to have 50 goals, 30 assists. Hani Mukhtar is one of them.
This year on penalties against the young Rocco Rios Novo. Surridge scores and gives Nashville the lead they so desired.
Well, and this play all comes down from Rios Novo being really too slow off his line. That ball should have been cleared up quickly. Sam Surridge running the play through, earns the penalty. But a big talking point coming into this game is Sam Surridge in 3 playoff games had 0 shots. 0 shots on goal. They needed something from Sam Surridge. Walker Zimmerman here is the key target for Nashville.
Mukhtar floats it in, makes it through! It's Bauer! It's 2!
Well, Josh Bauer had a career season in 2024 that led to a 2-year extension coming into this season. Naturally a center back, but he's been called upon to play as a fullback, to play as a left back. Daniel Lovitz out with an injury tonight. Bauer has to come in against this team for only his 4th start at left back this year, and he delivers in a big way going into halftime.